Hello everybody, I'm Annie Bird and I am your instructor for music appreciation. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a course tour of music appreciation, just kind of explain a few things. I found that when I started doing these videos, it seems to alleviate a lot of questions and misunderstandings because this is an online course and so we don't get to see each other face to face. So hopefully this will help make things clear of how I've got this course set up and what I'm expecting of you. So I'm just going to take you through Blackboard. Now, this is my version of Blackboard. I can't show the student view because the course isn't ready yet. The time frame hasn't started yet, so I can't open up the student view. So if it looks a little bit different, that's why. But all the elements will be there. Okay. So the first thing I want to start off with is announcements. I've just got the first announcements that explain how my course is set up and some of my color coding and what it means. You will see new announcements above this one, below this line. And the way I've got it set up is you will receive an email when I put out a new announcement. Instructor bio, I'm not going to read that. Syllabus, I do want to hit a few highlights on that. Now, the syllabus is 14 pages long, and I will not be reading it to you. Thank you very much. So the way I've got this set up is when you look at the syllabus, you have a version where you can just print it out and have it as a hard copy, which I like to do personally, just so I can kind of take notes or whatever and just kind of highlight things that I want to make sure that I don't miss. Or you can look at it all right here. So a couple things that I wanted to point out to you is, first of all, the textbook. You will need to purchase the textbook. However, you do not need the Connect feature. The Connect feature is where you have the videos and the music. You won't need that because I've got everything you're going to need within Blackboard. So if you get a used copy of the textbook, that's totally fine. But you will need it in order to get your vocabulary and to be able to take the quizzes. And just in general, I mean, it'll guide you through the whole course. You really need to get the textbook. Okay, and also I wanted to just kind of mention this syllabus is revised every semester. So if someone asks a question that is not addressed in the syllabus, I make sure for the next time I teach the course, I address that. So if you have a question, please start with the syllabus first, see if you can find the answer, and then if not, then go ahead and email me, no problem. Now, a few things I wanted to kind of give you a heads up on. First of all, you have 3 major projects, assignments that are due within this semester. The first one is a midterm project, and the second is a final project. Both of these are going to be PowerPoint presentations that trace the development of Western music from the Middle Ages to the present, around 1945 and beyond. Now, there is no midterm test. There is no final test, no final exam. These projects are your midterm exam and your final exam. So it's very important that you complete these. And the way I have this set up is I will give you reminders throughout the course calendar and just kind of throughout the course to kind of help you to stay on track with that. If you do one section at a time as we cover that section, by the time they're due, they'll just basically be done and you just turn them in. But if you wait to the last minute, then it's going to be a lot of work. So please try to do this a little bit at a time. I'm telling you from day one what it is, what I'm expecting of you, and when it's due. And in another video, I will go into full detail of exactly what I'm expecting. I'll show you, we'll go through the rubric, I'll show you an example and everything. So just as of right now, I'm just giving you a heads up that it's there. Now, the next thing that I wanted to point out to you is you're going to be attending a live performance, and it will be due earlier in the semester, not at the very end. It's a little bit earlier. I'm trying to avoid saying dates because I like to use this video for another full semester course because I'm doing a screencast and there's no pause button. So if I mess up, I just got to keep on going. Anyway, so you're going to be finding a performance. It could be free. It doesn't have to be something that you have to pay for. It could be free. It could be your kid's choir concert. It could be band concerts, something at a local venue. I'm really not picky about the type of music that you listen to. It doesn't have to be classical or anything. It can be any kind of music as long as it's live music. And like I said, I'll go into more detail in another video to kind of explain that thoroughly. But I wanted to give you a heads up now so you can be planning for that. Um, and if you do finish it early, you are more than welcome to turn it in early. So the way this course is set up, you have quizzes, discussions, and then the project. And basically, each assignment is assigned a certain amount of points. And then wherever you fall on the scale, that is what your grade is. Now, one thing I did want to address is due dates. I haven't had a whole lot of issue with this, but it's enough of an issue where I feel like I need to address it right up front. The due dates are when things are due, kind of plain and simple. This is an online course, and you have access to just about every assignment ahead of time, so you can be working ahead. Especially if you know that you've got something coming up, I would encourage you to do that. I've got no problem with you turning things in early, no problem at all. However, be aware that most assignments are due on a Sunday of that week. And this is an online course, so you do have to have internet access. If you wait until Sunday afternoon, number one, you're going to probably be rushing through to get the assignments done. You're probably not going to learn a whole lot because you're rushing through. And I've had people email me and say, "Oh, I had no internet. I couldn't complete my assignment." Well, again, this is an online course. You have to have internet access for this. Losing internet access is not a valid excuse for not completing your assignment. Go somewhere where there's internet. You got free Wi-Fi all over the place. So don't email me on Sunday evening and say you lost your internet, which, how you doing that anyway? How are you emailing me if you lost your internet? Don't know how that works. Anyway, now, if you have a real emergency, something out of the ordinary that prevents you from doing your assignments, by all means, let me know. I'll work with you, no problem. But lack of internet is not an excuse. Okay, so that's basically everything I wanted to tell you in the syllabus. You can read that yourself. Course calendar is the next thing I wanted to show to you. The way I have this set up again is you can either download it or just look at it right here. It just has everything broken down by week of when things are due and what you're expected to do for each week. Now, what I have on here, I have little reminders. Like, for example, here's week 1, and I say start looking for a performance to attend for the live performance critique. You need to plan ahead for that. You need to start looking for that so you're not coming up at the last minute and then having to find something. So just kind of a heads up there. And then, like I said, you have 2 projects, the midterm project and final project, which is basically one big PowerPoint presentation. And so I put reminders in here. At this point in week 4, we will be completing the Middle Ages section of the course. So that would be a great time to complete the Middle Ages section of your PowerPoint. If you do that, you're going to be on course. You're going to have it all done ahead of time, and then when the midterm is due, boom, you turn it in, no problem. So you don't have to turn anything in for this. It's just there as a heads up to kind of keep you on track. So anyway, so that's the course calendar, pretty much self-explanatory. I would recommend printing it out. I know that's just how I work. I like to have it on paper. I can just kind of check it off as I go. Okay, assignments. So the way the assignments are set up, they're in folders by week, and there's a few different types of assignments. So if I click on week 1, all right, I'm going to see several different things that that I've got here. So I've got your introduction discussion. Now, one thing I didn't mention here that I wanted to mention is you have, for this course, you have to complete an assignment within the first 10 days of this course. If you do not complete anything, you will be automatically dropped from the course within the first 10 days. So I went ahead and had this assignment due a little bit earlier, so you're good to go. Make sure that you get it done. Okay, let me just kind of show you this right here. So the first type of assignment you're going to see is a reading assignment, and it's just simply that, just read the textbook. Um, I have the page range, and sometimes, not always, I have additional activities for you to do just to kind of enhance what you're reading in the textbook. Since this is an online course and it's not face-to-face, I've posted some other activities that will help you to understand the material. You don't have to turn anything in for a reading assignment. You just read, and that's to prepare for the quizzes and to be able to have the vocabulary and the knowledge to complete your projects as well. Next type of assignment that you're going to see is listening, a listening assignment. And basically, you just click on the videos and you listen. It's just as simple as that. Just listen. Just enjoy it. Nothing to turn in. Just listen to the music. And again, I have the early heads up on things, little syllabus quiz. Okay, let me go to a different week. So let me go to week 3 here. Okay, so you also have quizzes. Now the quizzes are just right in Blackboard. You can use the book for the quizzes. You have a time limit for that, and you only have one attempt to take the quiz. You will not see your grade for the quiz until after the due date. So if you're wondering how you did, it'll be released after the due date. Now the other thing I wanted to point out for the discussion board. So you will see in the assignments that you have a discussion, but you'll complete the discussion board questions on the discussion board. Now, for example, let's look at this one right here. So this is a Renaissance discussion. Now, what I've done for this one is I've posted a video on how to post a video onto the discussion board. So please watch that first, and then you're going to answer the questions here. I'd like you to copy and paste these questions into your post and then just answer them. Now, for some of these discussions, you will respond to somebody else. Some of them you won't. Just kind of depends. Make sure that you pay attention if you need to respond or not. So how these typical questions that will require you to post something, basically I ask you to post a piece of music within a certain time period, and sometimes there are specific parameters, like it has to be a vocal piece or it has to be an instrumental piece. Please pay attention to what the instructions say, because you will lose points if you don't post the correct thing, the correct time period, and the correct type of music. So make sure that it is the correct range and the correct type of music. Now, I will say this. Please refrain from posting something inappropriate. Even though we're looking at music in the Middle Ages and Renaissance, Baroque, and so on, you will find some inappropriate music. And you'll know right away if it's inappropriate or not, if it's a vocal piece. So please don't do that. If I see that you have posted something, I will delete it and tell you to post something else. So please don't do that. And also, if you post something that has the wrong information, which is easy to do because sometimes when you're going on YouTube and you're looking for videos, you think you're looking at the right type of music, but you might not be sure because the description is actually in Italian or German or French. Make sure you kind of cross-reference and see that what you're posting fits the parameters. So if I see mistakes on a post, I will correct them, not to embarrass anybody, but just to make sure that we're all getting the right information. So that's the discussion board. Now I wanted to kind of show you other resources. Other resources are just some additional things that are interesting and fun. They're not required, but there's just about something for almost every week, and it's just a really good stuff to enhance your learning. So like I said, they're not required. They're just kind of for fun. And let's see, I think that's about it that I wanted to show you for this. Like I said, I will have additional videos, probably one video, to explain the projects and the live performance critique. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me, and I hope you enjoy the course.